You're listening to the Classic Gamers Guild podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Classic Gamers Guild podcast. Haven't done an episode in a while, so here's Anna and Paul to do an episode.
Yeah, hi, hey. So we're back, and there's been a lot going on. First of all, I'm sorry that it took so long. I was maybe perhaps a little cavalier about that whole thing, but we're good now. Anna broke her leg, so that was a little bit of a, you might say, a step forward, and I don't know where to go from there. Thanks. Yeah, all right.
It is. But, medical issues aside, one thing that, Paul, I don't think either of us have put aside is the classic games that we know and love to play.
That was so professional. I almost want to do the whole thing over again because I started with a pun. I'm so disappointed. It's going to be hard to edit. I'm going to lose momentum right away. Like, oh, damn. Jeez, man. And I'll be like, I know.
Right into that. Half the people left the podcast already. Oh, shit. This is the direction we're going, guys. Come on.
I'm so sorry. Like, wow, man. You waited all this time to come back with that?
We're good. No, today we're here to talk about what we thought would be an easygoing episode, and it turns out it's fraught with all sorts of imagery and ideas, and it's all about our favorite top 10 big boxes that we own within our collection for various reasons, intuitively so.
Yeah, man. You've explained that a few times, and that was the worst of them for sure.
I saved that for all of you.
That was the only time you explained it, and I didn't know what to do. I'm like, how would I prepare for this?
I just wait quietly and assume you're going to fill in the gaps, whether it makes sense or not. So you're working with it. It's fine.
That's beautiful. It's we just wanted to have like Hannah said, a casual conversation. So we pulled out a bunch of our favorite big box games, and we're going to explore the psychology of that.
Yes. Turns out
sorry,
there's
I couldn't
a
do
lot.
better. Yeah, my bad.
No, that's neither of us are, so it's fine. We were a little rusty. We were going to come back with an episode about a specific game, but then all of a sudden we were like, I don't think we're ready because it's been a little while. So we decided to just come back with this, which can lead to more general chit chat and ideas. And maybe it'll help you think about big boxes in your collection that you're particularly fond of. And then you can be like, why didn't you pick this one?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm sorry. I'd say I was taking that personally for a second there. I was like,
not talking to you anymore.
Well, yeah, we've been talking for quite some time, actually, to everybody listening, and which would be just not you, Anna, and so this is me wrapping my brain around what it's like to talk. It's weird, yeah, to just suddenly podcast again after having just complete dental reconstruction done, and then being ready, and then Anna kickflipped that ladder she was on, and now
is that what we were doing? I thought it was something more fun than that shit.
Ruin the fables.
It's smoothies and crutches for all. But now, no, we're better. I'm still in crutches, but you're better. You're looking good. So
yeah, no, I am, and I feel bad because you've really put all the effort into keeping this on track. So I'm gonna give one back. So big boxes, eh? Buddy, we got a bunch of them. And
well, what about Sierra? I was wrestling with just picking my favorite big box games. Which box do I like versus which game do I like? And then when I got the big box, specifically when I got the new version of it, like there's so many facets going into what makes a big box game good. Is there feelies in the game? Is it the feeling of a book that's in the game or a texture? Is it the look of the graphics? Is it because I got it for my birthday? I mean, it's just, the list is freaking endless, man. And I've been wrestling with that idea.
That's awesome. Okay, that's all the stuff. That's how I knew how to prepare for the episode, and it reminds me of what we're talking about. So I appreciate that on several levels. I think everyone would agree. Yes, exactly. So I guess let's kind of start, because we actually have a lot of boxes each. So why don't you kick it off? Because again,
Sure.
you're fully steering this. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was like, at first, I was like, I'm going to pick my first big box. And then I start saying, oh, my favorite is every single game in the whole series. And I'm like, no, Anna, you can't do that. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I have to pick a specific box per set of Sierra games. And then I was like, well, what about the sets that only have one game, something like, Gold Rush or whatever. So I'm like, okay, that's in its own category. And again, you can see how I splinter off. But basically, going into the Sierra games, starting from left to right on my shelf, uh, sort of. I picked, out of the two Police Quest games, I picked the first one. And the reason I did that is A, it was my first game ever without a map. B, the front of it reminded me of police and that I would be a police officer. It was very exciting for me. And because I memorized all of the codes, and it was just like super important all around to me, that box. And the reason I didn't pick Police Quest 2 specifically, and no offense to that, but with that the Marie, or when the girl's being kidnapped on the front there, she looked older than I thought she should have.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's completely fair.
Yeah, that's actually really the reason why I didn't pick that cover overall, but also just the feelings and the nostalgia again mixed in with my choice about the PQ one. So, because I got it new from a store and I had gotten to sample it firsthand, and it was just, everything about it was big and exciting. Being able to shoot and being a cop, all of the rigid controls, but all of the freedom as far as like text typing and expression and freedom of thought, being able to be naughty at the same time. There was so much going on. So I think that big box is pretty important.
That's awesome. And I have to say that I did lose my earbuds for the first part of that. So when I made that fake sounding that's from there on out I've been listening. So I heard a lot of it, and the ending was beautiful. It really was. I was trying to get to it doesn't matter. So yeah, no, that game was like really near and dear to my heart too, because it was that game. It was Police Quest, Gold Rush, and Space Quest 2. That I'm not sure of which was that technical first one I ever played, but it was one of them three, kind of all three of them. Especially, God, I don't know why it's so odd to think that like you might have gotten more than one game and tried them all in that same day, right? It's like I'm boxing myself in here. Like it was definitely one of them, but we probably just got those three games with the black and white Macintosh that we got. So yeah, that game was just really close to me too. I didn't pick that one because I picked Police Quest 2. Oh, what's up? Back with the bloody transitions. Actually,
boom.
Just here with the transition. Finally, and you ruined it. Well, listen, I picked Police Quest 2, and I'm being obscure about it because, sorry, I haven't breathed or swallowed or anything in a while. There's some water. I picked Police Quest 2 because I love that also. And the box is awesome. And I'm lucky enough to have the Japanese box. And that's not in like I don't want to make it sound like I got out there and rolled my sleeves and earned it, because I didn't like break a sweat for it. But I did, I did look for it with a degree of OCD for like 3 years. You could call that haunting in a sense. Yeah. So I was haunted for it. And I finally found it on eBay. And I bloody sold stuff to get it. What did I sell? That doesn't matter. It's probably not interesting. Or is it?
Something.
Actually, yeah. Thank you. It was that.
You're welcome. Yeah.
The specific gentleman that came by to buy it.
Nice guy, Ted. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Yes, indeed. So anyway, that's cool because it's got, because it's the best one ever, and
it's got maps. It's got a map.
Yes, it's got a map, and if my game doesn't do good, well, it's definitely our game at this point. But if it doesn't do good, then on my legacy will probably be just like on my tombstone to be like guy who told Ken Williams about Japanese version.
It was important. I heard the excitement when you told him. If in case anybody hasn't heard it, it still exists. It's on our episode with Ken and Roberta Williams, which is our most listened to episode ever.
Yeah. Hey, you should check it out because it was before they started doing a tour, like a PR tour, and it's
before they started making their game, and it was kind of Roberta being surprised that
actually
people
it was her
cared.
First time back. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, outside of the Netflix special.
Exactly. Yeah, it was her first one back. So we should probably say that more or something like that, right?
That's funny. After Netflix, they came on our show. Come on now, that's awesome.
Right? Yeah, what a good little framing, if we just leave it right there.
But I don't they were not even like, we asked them about making games and stuff and they weren't in yet. Like it
Yes,
was
you
just
said.
before, and I I like to think that maybe, ideas might have been floating around during that podcast episode, and I think it was really cool. So
It's worth checking out because you can hear them. You could hear them being introduced to the fact that there's a little niche group of obsessed people.
very. And then they joined. They came onto Facebook and they came into the groups
Yeah,
after that, and they
yeah,
started to see like, oh my god, these people. So
yeah.
there's
No,
a
it's
lot
cool
of
because
them.
we actually think we told them about like Wajidai and all that stuff. So
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Well, my back feels just sufficiently patted.
Yes, it does indeed. That whole episode was wild. Just the excitement of knowing we got to talk to Robertex. We thought we were just going to talk to Ken.
Which
It's
wasn't
really, it's a
supposed to come
wild
on,
ride.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah. God, why do
it's
I
such a
forget so
wild
much of my
ride.
own life?
We should really listen to our own episodes sometime, huh?
Yeah.
I bet we've talked to some cool people over the years.
I can picture like an 80-year-old self trying to force like a hospital nurse to listen to it.
I've invited so many people, and I have never had somebody say, "Hey, yeah, could I get the link for that?" I'm like, yeah, just Google it, CGG podcast. Oh yeah, I'm totally gonna do that. Everybody in the hospital, all the nurses, I'm like, just check it out. It's my podcast. It's awesome. They're like, totally. I bet games,
Yeah.
right?
Little
I
squeal.
love that you do podcasts. Good for you.
They give you, bless her heart. I think she thinks I'm gonna listen to it.
I know, it's true. Telling her coworkers as they laugh. Like, yeah, she's no quote popular podcast title here. So okay, so we've done it. Police Quest 1, Police Quest 2. I'm going to jump back into my list, and I'm going to take it right alongside to the and I thought this might be a tricky one, but Colonel's Bequest or the Dagger of Amun Ra
So
pick.
sorry. Hold on, real quick, because you said earlier that it was my first game that had a map, and I thought that odd.
Oh.
But I forget the topic again because of the big box thing. Because I was just gonna say, is there anything in them?
A police procedural, a poker card in the first one to teach a person how to play poker that I've used for my kids and everything else, like over and over in time. Yeah, good reminder on that. Yeah. Yeah, that was super important. And I mean, just like literally all the codes. And I've said it before in other episodes, but I'll say it again because imagine all the new listeners that have come. Well, I haven't been releasing episodes. And I was able to communicate with the truckers on top of Mount Tolmie with my friend, and they all thought I was really cool and they were good with me because I knew all the freaking codes, man. It was great.
Wow. From Police Quest?
Yeah, from Police Quest. So we'd go on top of Mount Tolmie, and I did my ex installed a CB radio in my car, and for one, I was able to like audibly yell at people because of the loudspeaker. But two, I was able to CB with people. So I'd go to the mountain across the street from my house and CB with people in the States, in Seattle or in Vancouver, and they knew me and I knew them, and it ended up leading to my friend, hanging out with truckers. But anyways, the point was, made a lot of cool friends, and it was all because of Police Quest and the reading of all the codes and memorizing them.
Wow. All right, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't think I can follow that with anything. I should have been thinking about that stuff when I picked boxes.
Well, there's a reason it was an important game to me, like Police Quest. It always shocks me how many people say it's rigid or there's something else going on, because I'm like, that whole series had me intrigued. They were funny. They were freaking funny. Like, there was no doubt to it that my sense of humor jived with those games. It's not funny like Space Quest, no, but it's not serious that like very, very seldomly is funny with nods like King's Quest. It was just like, honest to God, that's funny.
Yeah. No, really, yeah, because there's a certain angle where it manages to continuously take you off guard because it returns to being more rigid, not too rigid. Because I absolutely adore these games.
No.
But I can't even get into like rankings and stuff. But I would put
Yeah.
two specifically. One's like a nostalgia thing. I kind of shelve it there, but like two would definitely be in my top probably 5 or whatever.
Yeah.
But because it's like, I don't know. I'll try to make this really short, but like people will like, Red Dead Redemption 2. That's one of the few modern games I've played, and I love that game. It's really good. It's kind of it's much more an adventure game than I was expecting. I'll just say that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I loved it. And so this isn't a critique, but to anybody who would to the 16 people who have played both Police Quest and Red Dead and critique Police Quest for being procedural, you have to think of things like feeding and brushing your horse. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, it's just like what a cop has to do. Like, where's the game if you take away some of this stuff? And like, also, where's the reward without some of the the monotony / potential
Mm-hmm.
consequence? So, but anyway, we fall into that one too many episodes. I've been gone 6 months and it's still too soon for a consequence death conversation.
It's important to me too, though, everything about that, because you memorize those things too when you replay the game, and you just know these are the things that you're supposed to do, and that gives you a confidence when you replay the game. And it's also the thing that keeps me knowing I don't have dementia, because I can be like, oh man, I can still do this game pretty good, and it keeps my brain sharp. So I think it's good all around.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, very reinforcing. All right, so that's Police Quest 2, and yeah, I mean, there's plenty of games, so we'll just move on.
Yeah, no, I was saying the
I'd love to
Carnal
dive into stuff.
Bequest or Lure Bow 2, right? Or the Dagger of Amon-Ra. And I have various reasons I like my various big boxes, depending on who they're from and all the other circumstances. But I, again, have to come down to the feelies and say it's Colonel's Bequest, because honestly, magnifying glass, notepad, pen, fingerprints, like it's like a freaking hint book as soon as you open the game. You're like, I get to do all the magic stuff, and the game progresses. Even if you're absolute shit, you're going to finish the game.
Yeah,
The game is going to end.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
everything combined with just the classiness of the graphic image on the box, and the starkness and the blackness and the shininess and how packed that freaking box is. It's just, it has to be the winner out of those two for me.
Golly. I mean, I there's a part of me that, like, as you know, and I think as everyone will know, because we're going to use our picks as our picks as the picture. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, that was the struggle there. For the thumbnail for the episode, but so you'll know that I have both, and I'm kind of have to choose two because you chose one situation, and I'm okay with that. Sort of. It's like, I don't know. I feel like 2 is like kind of the most beautiful box of them all. Period.
Well,
Of
I knew
every
you were
box
going to
ever.
pick 2, and I really had to wrestle with this one quite a bit. I put a lot of thought into it. So I take that into consideration, but I never had it as a kid. I didn't have the box for 2. So I didn't have that connection, and it doesn't have the feelies that are the same. Although it does have like the Leyendecker Museum book and all that other stuff, right?
Right. And well, so I could say being objective as well then is, and as you know, I don't know if we could like shoehorn this picture in, definitely not in the thumbnail, but I've got a couple like adventure game posters around my house, and I chose Bequest instead of Amon-Ra, right? For the because it's just so bloody classy. It looks so, it's got like that right amount of like space and
Film
like,
noir almost.
right.
Like,
Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah. It's like it allows itself to breathe, to where like Roberta Williams, you see that printed on it. And like, I've had people in the house be like, so who's that? And it's like, oh, cool. This poster made you wonder who that person was. That's how like well laid out it was.
Yeah, and I think all of the games did that to us. They made us wonder, who is Roberta Williams? Who are those 2 guys from Andromeda? Like, I want to know about the person. So that's kind of what that does for me. Some of the right big box covers kind of shout that to me. And you know what? I also want to take into account the back of big boxes, because sometimes even this, like, for example, take a Leisure Suit Larry game, you got Aldo peeking out of the bushes, and you got all this other kind of wild stuff going on, and there's funny things, right? So there's just so many things that are cool about some of the big boxes.
Yeah. No, yeah. I was going to say, I'll pick an actual box of, excuse me, of mine instead of theorizing, because I could just kind of go back and forth with you, because I've got the Amon-Ra box here, and it's like, I did really screw myself because I left them all in the nerd plastic wrap that they're in.
Yeah, you can't open them. Oh, hear that noise? That's a great noise. I like that noise. That's good.
All right, so it turns out it stays in the episode. So it is really fun though immediately, just because even like it's got that immediate like 90s weird kind of flair, but it totally loses to Colonel's Bequest. It's not even a competition. Colonel's Bequest, the box, because I have that right here. the one with the 5-inch discs. Actually, where's the bloody sleeve on that guy? I lose stuff without getting up. It's like, how do you?
Oh God, I do that all the time.
How do you lose something out of your own arm's reach without
I'm like,
throwing?
I'll say it to nobody, absolutely nobody in the room, and say, "Hey, where's my?" And then it turns out it's around me somewhere, but it isn't where it should have been.
Yeah,
I guess
it's not a good window into being old. Well, it's that plus a
glasses on the head,
Where's my?
like, yeah, it's exactly that. That sound precisely.
Part of me looks forward to it. It'd
I
be
know.
nice. It'd be nice to get there anyway. That's the goal. Sorry, everyone.
I'd
The
like
microphone's
to.
back. That I just smacked you with the Colonel's bequest right in the chin.
Oh man, feels like mystery.
5 1/4 inches.
Oh, 5 1/4 inches.
So what I was trying to confirm is whether or not I had, if it came with both, and yes, so this version comes with both discs. So that being said, if you get the version that has the 3 and the 5 inches, first of all, now you have 8, not bad. And right, just kind of going back to that penis thing a second ago.
I have both, and it turns out, like, I was watching Highbury on Twitch, and he said you had to like put the discs 1, 2, 3, 4, like all like, because there's 10 discs, so I split it, 2, 3, 3, 2, and then the blue discs on top of it in a square across it, and then all the pamphlets and hardware. And then for the first time ever, my box wasn't, what is the convexed instead of concave? It wasn't convex, and then it was the same with my Conquest of Camelot box. I was finally able to make it flat for the first time ever, so it was very nice.
You're such a pro.
It was amazing. Awesome. It was amazing. It felt so good because those boxes have been bumping out like chubby like forever, and so it was the first time I was able to like, yes, you're going on Slim Fast, and there goes shoot into the shelf. Just like done.
No, because it does the way they fan out, or it's just like, wait, how was this ever packed in to begin with, though? Because there's no what's it called, like, scientific.
No, there's no rule, but then it was just people just big box collectors. They like their boxes not to bend at all. The specific collectors, the ones that don't like stacking, you're out there. Maybe you're even listening.
All right. I challenge thee, whoever's listening from the big box group. I would like to see a diagram of the ideal way. This isn't a challenge just to say it doesn't exist, because I know it does, and I know you guys know, right? So even though this sounded oddly attacky at first, actually, I love you guys. Hey, what's up? Can you help me out with this problem? There we go.
They'll be like, let us on the episode, and then we'll tell you.
All right, fair enough.
Come on. Lots of room.
Yeah. Actually, we did have to buy Pro again here on Clean Feed, so why not?
We didn't. Now we have it again. So
yeah, really don't negotiate. All right, but what I was gonna say is, how do you guys stack a box like exactly like Colonel's Bequest? So you got AGI era box, so the skinny Sierra boxes, and it comes with a 3.5 and a 5.25. Like, what is the ideal way to do this? And furthermore, speaking of like the discs. Structural integrity coming from somebody who has a Chiroflex and has archived all my stuff, deeply nerdy, secretly. Not at all secretly, why?
It's so secret.
It was like the last
guy who.
The last ounce of me that thought I was cool just said that. I'm sorry, guys.
No.
That killed him.
At least 3 different people have heard that you're a nerd by listening to this podcast by now.
I want to know how to stack those discs because that's
they did say Kevin NG said in Facebook that was his idea initially where it came from, but I wondered too because some of them don't line up in the center. So what about the integrity of the disc itself, and does that affect it? That's a great question.
Right, because I guess you want to protect the 5-inch because it's going to press up against itself. Yeah. Well, hold on. When did we start this? Doesn't matter.
Oh shit! We've gotten to 1.
Shit,
we've gotten to 2.
I had 1 job, literally. Press that little circle arrow with the 30 on it until we're laughing. That's what I would do. Be like, oh shit, they're laughing. What they say?
Yeah. I guess something was funny to somebody somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. I'll take my chances. I'm stuck on a road.
Remember on the tape cassette, you'd fast forward and rewind, but on some of the players, it would let you still hear really fast in Chipmunk as you were doing it. So you could know when a specific part of the song came on or if it was between songs because you could hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did like things better when they were heavy. Honestly, I get
You
it
really
now.
did.
I'm
My Ghetto
officially old enough.
Blaster. It was really made out of actual metal. Holy shit.
Like, there's a weird part to me that likes the memory of having to work for it. You know, like,
Yeah,
yeah, well, of course we had to wait till it rewound. That's how you
exactly.
appreciated the movie. It's like, oh my god, that's happening to me.
I had to
I think I stand by
rewire
that.
my own speakers on my own stereos. You know, you unhook the red and the black and you can put your speakers up in various parts of the room and tinker with things and add things in and take things away. And it wasn't just plug and play. It was like learn how to do it and then do it.
Yeah, I think you really strike a chord there with the physical tinkering, because everything is just tapping a screen, and so like you really lose that like hands-on z. And there's got to be like adventure gamers must be like they must have a proclivity to appreciate that, because it's like, I don't know. There's just something. Everything turns into like something more of a MacGyver situation when you have to like make a thing do a thing. With the
Exactly.
operators and the guitar cables. Was that not on the episode?
Well, it'll be in the intro.
Probably, maybe.
Yeah.
I
Is there
have
room?
no idea if that was 3 hours ago or within this conversation, but just
No.
don't worry about it, people. The point is the box that I have next to Big Quest, B Quest,
Yeah.
is Day of the Tentacle. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna just move right into that and say that when I look at it, it makes me feel excited.
Oh, I don't have that one.
It's just it's yeah, it's that weird part of the early like '93. Sierra did it hard too with Leisure Suit Larry 5.
The best box, but the worst Larry.
What's the name for that art style? But it's the art style that like it's kind of like floats in and out as far as right now being back. It's like you can find like sweaters and Spencers that look like the like a styrofoam cup from a mall in the
Mm-hmm.
'90s. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's that art style. What the
Yeah,
hell? Dang it! I feel like
let's
we
have a
resolved
name.
this at some point, but it doesn't matter. It's just got that just that loud like um. I am not satisfied.
Well, like, okay, the game itself for Larry 5 is very like angled 90s with polka dots and all those
Right.
colors.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to give up on needing a name for it, because I don't seem to be Googling it either. So I'm not helping myself, which
No,
means I'm willing to move on. But I'm going to,
I
yeah,
don't
just
want to
start.
make myself appear too smart, so I'm not Googling shit.
Yeah, exactly. It's not learning, it's being inauthentic. I was trying to mute this Scotch tape sound, but I can't. That'll,
That's
doesn't
okay.
work like that. Anyway, I figure I should actually open this too, because I'm not sure that mine even came with what it was supposed to. Oh wait, okay, no, it came with a big cool thing that seems to be like a map.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's called the Adventurer. Okay, well, it's very cool, but they're definitely going to try and sell me things as soon as I turn this page. Sam and Matt, yeah, this is awesome. It's
I
like
was gonna say, did Sam and Max come with a pamphlet that you can get in the game? That would have been cool. I never had the big box for that one, so.
I don't know, but it's like 3 feet away from me right now in plastic. So
I only got in collections and stuff. I've never had LucasArts game boxes. So I now have, thanks to friends, I have the Sam and Max season 1 and I have Full Throttle, but that's it. That's all the LucasArts I have.
I got lucky and got, sorry, this plastic isn't pleasant. I got lucky and got mine bloody before it got insane.
Yeah, I should have. There was really good deals, but I was broke. So
Yeah, and to be fair, that happened to me with like I think one or two of them. I can't remember offhand. It doesn't really,
yeah,
probably not
either you
interesting.
got it or you don't. So yeah,
Yeah, like I was able to get Zach McCracken before it got crazy.
lucky.
That's pretty big. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of
I
like
got the Maniac Mansion Lust box for free from a store because he was like, somebody gave
oh
this to me
god,
and there's
yeah.
no actual game in it, just the books and the box. And it had been flattened down, but I was like, oh, yes, I see that box. It says that on the back. Okay. And I very happily accepted it for free.
Oh, it's insane.
Yeah, in a store.
Because that's
So
the really,
random.
isn't that the like super expensive variation?
It is, because it says Lust on it, and then it was banned from like Toys R Us or something.
Right.
So they
Right.
only ended up printing so
Anything
many
banned.
copies because Toys R Us was important. Now
Yeah.
they're only in Macy's in the States, I've heard. So
Oh yeah. Right.
yeah,
Yes. Me and
yeah,
Strummer discovered that.
yeah,
I had to explain to him why we were excited.
yeah, exactly. You're like, why do we care? Can't we order all these things on Amazon? I don't know.
So yeah, Tentacles got the cool insert. I don't know if it has anything else because, frankly, if our eBayers or Anna has a local store, which is cool as you just heard about, but if we didn't get, this is what's in my box, right? I don't know. The point of the episode isn't to give you an exact accounting.
What is in your box, though?
Yeah, exactly. And I apologize. I just kind of feel like everybody's on my back right now about what's in this box.
What's in the box, man?
Okay, so you probably didn't pick Full Throttle, and I don't blame you. That box is
No, I did not pick Full Throttle.
Yeah.
It did not. It was not one of my boxes. But I did, outside of Sierra, pick Bubble Ghost.
What?
Yeah. Hang on. I got it here. One of the few boxes I could reach with my crutches. And it's by Accolade. And now the reason I picked this game is not just the nostalgia, because I used to love playing it, but it's the back of the box. Now I'm going to give you just these little quotes from it, and it's adorable. Please don't shake this box. You'll wake the dead. Within the confines of this cardboard crypt rests the Bubble Ghost, a phantom designed to travel the halls of an eerie castle forever blowing bubbles. And the only way his wandering soul can be put to rest is if you help him blow his fragile little bubble through 35 trap-laden rooms of this macabre mansion without it popping. But just who is this Puffergeist? Bear with me. Legend has it. This is my whole shtick on why this is a good box. Legend has it the Bubble Ghost is the long-winded spirit of Heinrich von Stinker, a mad inventor who met his end while testing his now infamous electric bubble pipe in the bathtub. Obviously, his death came as quite a shock.
Oh my god! Wow!
I needed to do that so bad, but it's a funny little game.
I appreciate you not being transparent about its purpose, though. It's nice.
That's it, though. Yeah, dead guy died. Bubbles. Now you got it. But anytime the little bubble goes near a nail, it pops, and you have to get it. And you get to use little things like, oh, there's a horn, so you have to blow the horn instead of the bubble to get the bubble to go where you want it to. There's like these little alternative puzzles.
It does sound absolutely adorable. I feel like if I was to ask you if it was fun, you'd be like, hell no, it's not fun. Of course it's not. 35 fucking levels.
Going back to it now, I probably wasn't very good at it, but 1988 Accolade, that's where you're at. And it's a classy box. It's a ghost within a bubble, of course, being called Bubble Ghost. It's an Amiga game. And even the book itself is funny. Everything about it's kind of funny. So, sense of humor, I love that.
All right, well, started talking me out of it at the end there. I don't know. It just dawned on me it's not an adventure game. Sorry, it wasn't you. It's actually Google.
No, it's totally not an adventure game at all, I'm afraid. But the box is amazing.
Okay, but Accolade does have some clout, right? I feel like Accolade has like a, like their adventure games are kind of like on that like gatekeepy deep cut level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a few.
It's like the Accolade games too. So so against the 16 people, but I'm just saying, based on how good the some of their adventure games maybe are, I would maybe play that even though it's not an adventure game.
There's fiendish techno traps.
They're fiendish.
They are fiendish. And also, wait, you'll love this part. Just wait. In the second to last paragraph, you'll not only need dexterity to gently negotiate the bubble past all of these prickly situations, but ingenuity too. For many rooms in this multi-level madness hold secrets that can keep you from, in quotes, Paul, blowing it. So to speak. That's what it says. So to speak.
Wait, no, it does say A?
It does. It actually says it.
I love it.
Come on now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it uses blowing it, right? You're blowing it. That's a place.
Yeah,
even in quotation marks, it's got it all. There's no reason not to play this now.
Dude, that is awesome. And if you want to know why we especially appreciate blowing it, Allo, go listen to us talk to Allo. We don't make money off of anything ever, so it's not about that. Well, we do Patreon, which pays for clean feed, and then we get to split $9.
Right. And mine's going into a special account. Yes.
Yeah, I just put my kid through college.
That's right.
But
That's right.
we do appreciate Patreons.
Yes.
Whatever. Speaking of blowing,
You're blowing it. But no, okay, I did Bubble Ghost. You did a tentacle game, and
yes,
you
please pull us
refused
out
to
of that
tell us what's
fallacy.
in it. But that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Moving on.
Yeah, moving on. Okay, so I've got my next two boxes look like them. Like fantastic. They look similar to each other. Like they're shades of brown. One of them's Gold Rush. I'll just stop there because listen, it's Gold Rush.
Obviously, it has a map too, and a book about history. The picture on the front, so badass. Everything.
Do you understand what people went through to get this to us? And I'm talking to the listeners, and I'm being stern.
It's a lot of work. Everything about Gold Rush, even just to stick with AGI. Yeah. Everything about it was a lot of work.
Oh my God, yeah. The carbon footprint behind shipping these things.
Jesus, they're so heavy. Chock full of entertainment, you can take it on vacation and you don't have your computer and you still have something to do.
Yeah, exactly. And I know we don't have to tell the people listening to this podcast to imagine having nothing to do but read an oddly, you're starting to suspect, educational book, but but I'm telling you, like you said, yeah, it's like, because we would bring stuff to school, and like another one that I have, I'll just kind of knock it out now because it's Willie Beamish, and it comes with just so many fun little like inserts, like Willie's notebook, and like that stuff I would like bring to school, and like
the notebook looks so real. Like I used to, you want to touch it to see if somebody's actually like written on your book, kind of real.
Yeah, and it's fun to listen to people mention like bringing them places. You always hear that, and it's almost like because they were motivational. It's like we had this little, just how smartphones are now, in kind of the depressing, everything's replaced by them way, but also the contents of human knowledge is in it sort of way is nice too. But the point is like we could have literally these little breaks from like life, whether it was class or transporting on a bus or whatever, and like escape for a second with these things. So I feel like because it's got to be more than like what it is, right? When you look at it now.
I was obsessed with the book in Willie Beamish. Right. I wanted to memorize it in Nintari. I wanted to play in the Nintari game in the game so bad, but it just the frog being named Horny. I mean, we watched Growing Pains. His best friend's name was like Boner or whatever. I mean, it's all funny. It's funny shit. And I thought that the box for Willie Beamish is great. It's got stickers in it. You could get a watch, right? Like this is cool stuff.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, yeah, that's right. I got to see and handle the watch for our mate David Bitton. Hello, David. I don't know if you're listening, but nobody will ever know, frankly.
No, we'll never know. Shout out to Roberta for a lot of my Leisure Suit Larry games too. So lots of people have helped with also. Yeah, lots of people help.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna say Mike, Jim, Angie. No, nobody's gonna. I mean, not nobody. I'm trying to. Damn it.
Chris, Robert.
Right. Thank you. Yeah. I really derailed my own bit there. Hyper specific.
Okay, but Willie Beamish is good. It's got a lot of props. It's got a cool picture on the front, and it's a big fat box. You like fat boxes? It's a fat box. PHAT, fat. It's awesome.
Yeah. Future Paul, have edited that little, feminine squeal that you did out, please.
What was the time code? You'll be fine. You're like, I refuse to write this one down. I already fucking missed the first one. I'm not starting now.
There's also a part of me that's always sabotaging myself. So he's like, nope.
Yeah. No, me too. I get that very much so. That can be troublesome. No, I got, what about, Back into Games? We did that. Those are both beautiful games. For me, I had to pick, and perhaps you've picked as well, Leisure Suit Larry 1. And not just because it has a napkin in my box, which is amazing, but that it's unused napkin. Thank you, David Bitton. I think you've been mentioned before. But anyways, it's also a great game.
Seconds ago. Sorry.
It's nice. It's nice. The colors on the box are amazing. It's a striking visual. It is very of its time. There's just so many things going on there that it makes it a good game.
Yes. Mine came with a questionable napkin, and I mean that. And I feel like it's a joke somebody's playing, but not enough to touch it without a glove.
Been used. Well, I mean, that's what it was for. I mean, putting your cocktail drink on at the bar.
Wow. Yes,
So
very nice. Oh, well done. Well, I picked it because of the color. I just really, that's just the best pink. Yeah, I love
it's
that
a
color.
beautiful, bright, amazing pink. And you know what? It's cool that you can have something with something so fragile as a napkin and it still exists this many years later.
Yes, with or without, excrement on it, let's say.
Let's
Fluids.
say we're
Dried
giving
fluids. Yes.
visuals. I got that on the front of a box before too. It's just some people either over enjoy or really don't take care of their product.
Yes, yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, I didn't pick any of the Larry's because I think as you said in passing too, I also picked one. So all right, that
Yeah.
covers Larry. It comes with a napkin. I don't even, maybe not even anymore. Like I'm sure nowadays the napkin's separate for like $100, but it did back in my day. It did come.
Back when we were kids, there was napkins in games.
This game with strangers' DNA on them.
That's right.
Yeah, it's all grosser than just saying it, but it's all right. Beat
Sorry.
around that bush for a
Looking
while.
at
So.
it's even grosser. That picture might not be in the clip.
Oh yeah, and Bushworks is let's just move right on. I'm gonna move to the only modern game I got, which is bloody Thimbleweed Park. That's right. I just have to move my chin up a little.
And that's not a big box game that anybody could just have gone into the store and bought. So you're not like one of a billion people that have that game in their house either.
Yeah, the only problem is that everybody that wanted one has one.
Right.
Except
and
for like
that's
12 maybe. There's probably like a few people are like, well.
And they're all listening to us right now, I hope.
So there's lots of stuff in it. And they did the best job ever. And everyone should be more like that in this box in general, because they really did an awesome job. They give you. It was like a wish list fulfillment in a sense. Like almost seems like oddly good to be true when you look back at it. Like the box is so overstuffed with everything you could possibly ask for, and a little more. That it's just the greatest. So.
Like
they killed it. As far as like, I don't know if this would be of any use to anybody at all. I'd be impressed. Thimbleweed Park is such an awesome way to do nostalgic boxes. Nailed it. Looks expensive, but they nailed it. So we're gonna stop because it's been a fun conversation, and who cares? Let's name the rest of the stuff we had real quick.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I had King's Quest 4 for obvious reasons. I had Leisure Suit Larry Utilities because it's sealed. I had honorable mentions, as in my Freddy Farkas box, Thexter because it's a really cool box, and Donald Duck's Playground because it was my first game done by Allo.
You're all honorable now.
All of them, equally so. It has a flap. You open the flap and it shows you scenes from the games. Oh, and also honorable mention to Trial by Fire. Quest for Glory 2 also has a map, and I love the front cover, and I love the sandy color of it and stuff. It's beautiful.
The sandy. Okay, that's kind of like goldish marbled kind of look.
Kind of like the desert sand.
Yeah. I'm gonna need more on the sand thing you speak of.
And Freddy Farkas because it's textured, right? That's why I brought it up. You can touch the box and you can feel the box. It's another fat box, fat like Farkas, PH.
Now back to the sands thing. Is it? It sounds like a dry water, perhaps.
Well, there's an oasis where there's the whirling dervish, and you can cut pieces of his beard.
No, I almost picked the Freddy box. Sorry, I'm simultaneously opening Slim Jims for my child. I almost picked the Freddy box because like they did such an awesome job with that, right? It's got like the exact like saddle Western. It feels like a thick leather book.
It's a really good box. Did you order pizza? How long does it take to get pizza where you live?
Oh no, I forgot. Did I forget?
Oh,
yeah,
did you?
I forgot.
You were going to? Oh, is it when you weren't writing down the time code?
Exactly. Yeah. No,
When you
it was
forgot to order
literally.
the pizza. Because if you dude, does your pizza take an hour? Are you that far away from civilization?
I feel like everyone's just like, why, man? Please put us out. But I'm not, because I want to mention Under a Killing Moon, bloody.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, Under a Killing Moon is beautiful, but also Pandora Directive, the font on the box,
nice
the Pandora Directive is freaking amazing.
Okay, actually, oh, I know what you mean. It's like very classy and thin,
Yeah.
kind of New Yorker-ish or something.
And it
Maybe.
like fires from like the red down to the yellow, and it's kind of swoopy, and it's got like it's mystery and intrigue in a font.
Wow, that was romantic.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, I
I
think
like my
everyone
font.
likes your choice better, including me. So yeah, that covers text, right? You know, and Beast Within, that box scared me as a
Yeah.
child, so it has
Oh,
weight.
I don't
And
have that one. I have Sins of the Father, and it's pretty wild too. I mean, it's a lot of like red and orange and color and blue, and it's very, very visceral. It's cool.
yeah, no, it is exactly. Yeah, that's a good way to explain that too. I don't know. You're starting to get back. You're kind of on again. Maybe we should keep going. No, all right.
Poor people.
So we're Facebook. Thanks for listening. This is the third time I'm saying goodbye to you. We've done the whole spiel. It's like a 20-minute special we'll release next Christmas. But we're a Facebook page and a group. We're on Twitter. Anna's at CGG Podcast. Me, but actually Anna is at Phantom Fellows. Instagram, we're not doing Instagram anymore. We're at CGG Podcast. There's really old stuff on there. If you want to go look at it, you can check it out there. You can send us an email if you like. Our email is mail@classicgamersguild.com. That was close. Send us an email, buddy. We've got a bunch of emails to catch up on. We've read them all, and thank you guys for sending them. We mean catch up. Okay, I mean catch up in the sense that we're gonna like eventually catch up on them in the episode, so you'll know about them beyond this. So this is getting dodgy. Let's just keep moving. Thanks for the email. Send more. Tell us what episodes you want to hear about, and I kind of mean that. Thanks for everyone who's a Patreon. We appreciate you guys sincerely, and we love you guys. Let me slow down a little bit and love you guys. Okay. I regret
Aw.
that, but I can't do it a fifth time, so or fourth or whatever. So thank you for being a Patreon. And check out our adventure game, the Phantom Fellows, which is it's coming every day, man. It's, I mean, not. Just don't do murder. I guess that's yeah.
All right, there you go. Oh shit, I forgot. Like, it's okay, it's over. But I was gonna say the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Infocom, because it has the Jujanta super chromatic peril sensitive sunglasses. It has the microscopic space fleet, the don't panic button, the destruct orders for your home planet, fluff, and no tea, just like the tea professional hitchhikers don't carry.
And then don't do a murder. How's our ending go?
I called you banter.
Yeah, I forgot it kind of. Yeah,
Wild though.
you might have made it. I'm gonna keep it really straight, see. We are